Hey guys, I just finished firing this sculpture. This is the Viriato sculpture that I've been sculpting out of water-based clay, and it's been fired, and you can see it's pretty baked. It looks much different when it's baked, but I plan on putting a stain on it, probably use some oil paint, but I wanted to show you the damage. And I'm surprised that this is like one solid piece of clay, and I didn't do it with an armature. And the only damage that I have is this right here. This chunk broke off, and it kind of looks like this. So there's 3 pieces, and it broke off not in firing. Nothing broke off in firing, which is quite amazing. The only thing they broke off was when my parents moved it and they broke the base. So this was broken because of them, not because of the firing. But I found it really amazing that this managed to hold as well as it did. This is one solid piece of water clay, so it's very difficult to fire and not have it break. Usually I have things break in the kiln, but this managed to survive. I'm very, very surprised. It's going to look much better once we stain it, make it look like bronze. But the first thing that we need to do is fix this thing. Do is turn this sideways. I think it might be easier to fix it. But first I need to figure out where this goes. I think this is the middle part, like that. And then this might be the back, like that. And then this will be that piece. So that's the arrangement that we're going for. Alrighty. So this first piece, what goes, how do we say? It goes like this. And then what I'm using is Gorilla Glue. This seems to work pretty well. There is some cleanup afterwards because it expands, and you don't want to use too much, but it's also very smelly. I'm just going to put a little bead here. You don't need a lot from what I've done in the past. After it dries, it tends to expand. There we go. This stuff is pretty powerful. And now we're going to stick it on here. Some Gorilla Glue. This stuff works really well, but it's going to expand quite a bit. All right, just make sure that everything comes together nicely. So here we go. So you can see it's all in there. It's not perfect by any means, but these little fractures, and it's okay to have some play, and it's okay to even show these fractures, because the next step is to put maybe some putty, and you can use plumber's putty to cover up all the cracks. This way, after you stain it and you paint it, it's not going to look like it's got any cracks on there, because it's missing quite a few chunks. I'm not even interested in trying to completely fix all of that, because you can fix a lot of these things after production. But we're going to let this sit for a day or two, make sure that it's nice, and then I'm going to glue the back as well. You know, the reason for the holes, if you watch the video of the process of building this, I'm just gonna, you know, you can't have a solid amount of wet clay or water clay. You need it to somehow have a hole throughout the entire sculpture. That's why I think this is kind of fascinating, that it held and didn't explode into pieces. So I put plenty of holes. These are pencil holes. And this I dug in through the entire leg through the entire thigh, the torso, even the head. So it's connected, it's a hollow shape. And you need all of this, which is kind of fascinating. If you don't want to do mold making, this is what you have to do. And you're taking a little bit of a gamble because it's such a unique, intricate way of sculpting, and I didn't use an armature inside. So this makes it extremely difficult. I would only recommend to do a standing pose, standing figure for an advanced sculptor, because not only you have to sculpt and you want to give it motion and everything, you also have to think of engineering and the way to engineer the body so it doesn't fall off and break. It's very weak. Water clay is very weak when you're working with it. Now, at this point, this is much stronger than a lot of materials. And terracotta has been known to survive for thousands of years. So this thing, baked, will last for a very long time. Well, thanks for watching, guys. That's how you fix and glue a sculpture back up. The next step that I'm going to be showing you is, after this dries, I am going to seal all the cracks. That way we can paint it to have a finished sculpture. Thanks for watching.